Hello again, my dear brothers and sisters in Christ. I wanted to come here and drop a very short video about probably 4 to 5 minutes and talk about the disciples of the Lord, particularly the difference between Peter and Judas. I've always asked the Lord about his disciples. What were they like? What were their strengths, their weaknesses, their challenges, what drove them, how they were around Christ, and how they were away from Christ. I wanted to know to see if there's anyone that I actually resemble. So I asked them about Peter and I asked them about Judas. Now, the way he taught me is there's a common denominator between the two of them. Both being his disciples, they had a common denominator, and that was betrayal. They both betrayed Christ. Now, some would say Peter did not betray Christ. No, Peter did betray Christ, and that came by denying him. And denial is a very grave sin for Christ, because if it wasn't, Christ would not teach about it to his disciples, because he said, anyone denies me before men, I will deny him before my Father and his angels. So denial is a very grave sin. But when Peter denied him, okay, and he used his words, words have power. The power of life and death is in the tongue. He was identified. They identified him as follower of Christ, but he said no. So he fell under the severe bondage of Satan because of that. This is why it was necessary for Christ, after he's resurrected, to revive Peter in his faith. When he denied him 3 times, Christ revived him 3 times in his faith. Now, on the other hand, Judas betrayed Christ for 30 pieces of silver. He was a disciple as well. He went out with them and he tried to serve Christ. He knew his location, so he led the soldiers to the Garden of Gethsemane to arrest them. So when I was asking him, because they both, there's betrayal in both cases, I asked him about Judas. He told me flat out, Judas did not go to hell because he betrayed me, but Judas went to hell because he did not believe that I am the Son of God. Meaning, Judas did not feel deep contrition in his heart that he actually betrayed Christ. Because according to my Lord, anyone that feels very deep contrition, like regrets deeply, immensely from their heart for the sin that they committed, the Lord is very merciful and he will forgive them and he will deliver them. Now, they were both disciples. They both had temptation, identifying. Of course, Peter was weak. He had the temptation of fear. On the other hand, Judas was weak because he had the love of money in him. The difference is one felt very much, very, very deep contrition for what he did, the wrong he did, for the sin, and the other no. So one was saved for his confession, the other no. We are all disciples of Christ. We all have to identify our weaknesses and our strength. Until next time, stay in peace of Christ.